Hi, welcome to Gladys Creations Part 2. And today we are going to be part of a fun collaboration challenge, okay, which is just our imagination challenge, okay? And today there's going to be a special guest host, Crafty Classy. All right, and the hosts are Cassie Joe from Cassie Joe's DIY and Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY. And today, our challenge is we must use a ladle, an egg, and it could be any kind of egg, like, the plastic Easter eggs, a styrofoam egg, just an egg, okay? And finally, the sponge, okay? So let's see what I make. Let's get on with DIY number one, okay? And there's everything that I use. Those are the eggs. I'm going to start with them. And here what I'm doing is I'm flattening the bottom out and then cutting some dowel rod, okay? And I'm pushing it in the center, okay? And then pull them out and then glue them in with the hot glue gun, okay? And that is going to be stems for an apple. Yes, I'm making an apple. So there I cut it on the bottom, okay? And I make an X and then push it inward, okay? So it looks like the bottom of an apple. And you'll see it more later. All right, now here I am taking some foam clay and I'm rolling a little ball to do the bottom part. I flatten it out, put some glue on it, and then press down and then smooth it upwards. Then I'm going to take a ball and flatten it out nice and thin, okay? And then I am going to wrap it around the egg to give it more of a shape of an apple. And it was kind of hard. Like something was wrong with the clay. I don't know. It was like being really sticky. It kept sticking to my hands. It stuck to my mat. It was not cooperating. And there I do the X's on the bottom. And also I put some slashes on the top where that stem is. You see it? Yes. So, and I do that to all three of them, okay? And there I go. Push it down, smooth it down. I roll it. And you see it got stuck to my rolling pin. I don't know what was wrong with the clay. I don't know if my room was too hot because it was kind of hot in my room. There I had to add some more because it just stuck to the styrofoam, like to the egg then, and it didn't want to move. So I had to add. And there I'm cutting it again, like I did the first one. And then I bring it up towards like the side of it too. So you can see, like the indent of the apple. See, and I round it off a little bit. And I do it again. I don't know why I showed you all this. I thought I only showed you one, but I guess I wanted you to see all the problems that I was having with the glue, with the clay. It was just sticking to everything. And there I do it again, and I roll it. And I roll it too on the mat towards the bottom, so it's like skinnier on the bottom and wider on the top. I mean, these were like long, skinny apples instead of like fatter apples. The eggs were like a really weird shape too. All right, and then here I am taking the apple and I'm painting it with cashew because I wanted, when I start painting it burgundy and red, you'll be able to see some of the cashew come through because I don't do complete coverage. You see how I'm painting it with the burgundy? I'm painting it with antique burgundy. And I was going to leave it burgundy, but it stayed too purplish. See, you see what it looks like? Purplish. It looked like a giant sized grape. So I painted it red, but I didn't, when I painted it red, I didn't do like a complete coverage so the burgundy would come through and you would see some of the cashew come through too. And you'll see that when it dries. You see how it dried? Then I take dark chocolate and I brush on the bottom of it and on the top a little bit. And I set them upside down to dry. Let's see how so there it goes. Dark chocolate is a, from Decor paint. I thought it was folk art. It's Decor, yeah. Okay, and there you go. There goes the apples all done. Now I take and cut the stems in an angle. You see that? And because I want them to look a little bit rough, like just like if you ripped it right out off the tree. Okay, and then those little leaves that are there, I'm going to glue them on with my hot glue gun. Oh, and I do paint the stems with the dark chocolate too. And then after I paint them, then that's when I glue on the leaves. Now, I spray paint them with Rust-Oleum 2-time clear coat, and you'll see that in the final reveal. You don't see it now here. All I do is just show you them individually what they look like, and that's it. All right, now on to DIY number 2. Now I know you saw the ladle sitting there, so I take the handle and paint it with hazelnut from Waverly. Okay, and then I let it dry, and then I go with burnt umber and I dry brush it heavily. Okay, the front part and the back part, because I wanted to have the wood effect. Then I take the cashew and I dry brush it with the cashew. And then after I dry brush it with the cashew, I go back over it again with the burnt umber, okay, to give it that woodsy look, like. Okay. Now, you remember back in the days, if you're, I mean, I'm 58, so when I was a kid, in the kitchens, they used to decorate really big ladles. You were able to buy them at the 5 and dime store. They called it the 5 and dime store. It was like the Dollar Tree from back then, you know. And they used to sell them, and then they used to put like grapevines and grapes, or make a fruit basket out of it and hang it up. I wish I had a picture of one so you could see what I'm talking about. but they used to decorate them. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to decorate mine, but a little bit differently. Okay, like the new wave style of decorating a ladle. Okay, so here I take some moss that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna put it all around the bottom part of the outside, the outer perimeter of the ladle, and I'm gonna put it all over the place. And this glue gun, it's just like I don't know. It's like excessive with the glue hairs, and it it also like sometimes dribbles after I squirt it, and so it gave me a lot of problems. So there, okay, I completely covered the outside. Then I cut some of this green foam from Dollar Tree, and I cut it in pieces because it's like oblong inside, and I couldn't get it to lay flat in there. So what I did was I cut it in chunks and just filled it in, but not too much because I didn't want it to be all foam, you know. All right. Excuse me. Then here I put some Excelsior, okay, because I didn't have any Spanish moss. All right, so I put that instead. And then I take the Dollar Tree moss and put that on top of it, like sporadically. I don't put it all over the top. I just like sporadically spread it around. Now here I'm taking the apples and putting toothpicks in it and sticking them in first because they're the main part of the decor. And then I'm showing you there that I have some fall leaves. I have the orange and like yellowish ones, and then I have red ones that have berries. They both had berries, but the red one had burgundy berries that I really liked it. That I liked them more than the orange ones. And there I moved my camera a little bit so you can see. And I'm gonna start with the leaves first, and I'm adding the leaves to the front, and then I'm gonna add leaves to the side of it, there, and then to the other side. There you go. And then the other side on the top. And then after that, I'm going to add some little flowers that I had from Dollar Tree when Dollar Tree was $1. I have a lot of stuff, I'm telling you, from when Dollar Tree was $1. Okay, a lot of stuff. The stuff was so much better quality then, and it was so nice. And here I have some dried sweet Annie, and I'm gonna put some of that in there. And that I got from Hobby Lobby years ago, and I'm on my last little pack, and I don't know if they still sell it. I hope so, because I really like the Sweet Annie, especially decorating primitive. I love to use Sweet Annie. And there you go. I put the some, oh, and those little red roses with like orange mixed in it. I put them in there too. Okay. And I was threading. I had to pull it close to me because I was pulling thread in the middle to do to tie this bow in. And it's so funny because I tie the bow in and everything, and I forget to do the piece of rope too for the hanger. This piece that I put there now is to tie all these old the rags that I told you, the rag ribbons. All right, and I stained them with that with the grunge stain. And I'm gonna put it in the description box below the video if you want to see how I make my grunge and make the grunge pods, the pods grunge or grunge grunge pods. That's how you say it. And see there, I'm adding the flowered pine cones, and I add them, and then there it is, and you'll get to see that, a better view of that in the final reveal. Now here's the sponge. Everybody was stressing this sponge. So you know that on the first of the month challenge, I made an apple pie with a sponge, and you must use a yellow sponge. Now, what I do there, I had some left over, and that's the grunge mix. And I have a video that I'm going to put in the description box below where that's what I'm explaining here, where I make both of these. That's the pods grunge, and the other one before that was the grunge, okay? It's a coffee grunge, okay? And if you look really closely at the sponges, they look like apples, and they have like little specks of cinnamon. Like in person, when you see it in person, you see it so much better. All right, so we're making something really special here. We're gonna get some clay out, and you know I made apple pies the last time. What's the next best thing to apple pies? Apple turnovers, okay? So I'm gonna make some apple turnovers. That's what you call it. In Spanish, we call them empanadas de manzana, or pastelillos de manzana, okay? And that's what these are. So they're like an apple fritter, like apple turnovers, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm rolling out my clay like if it was a flower. Then I take something round, and you could take anything like the lid of your cup, a cookie cutter, anything that's round and what size you want it. Then you cut it nice and thin like I showed you, okay? Now you're going to take the grunge pods, and you paint the bottom, and then you take the apples, which are the sponges, the sponge pieces, and you stick them onto that, and then you put some more grunge on top, and that will serve like the little juice of the apples. Then I put some diamond dust on it so they look like they're sugar coated. Okay, then I push it with the back of my fork, and then press down with my finger, and then I press all the way around with the fork and flip it over and press again with the fork. Then I take a little knife, I cut the middle for the air pocket like so, and I lift the apples up so you can see them more. Now I'm going to take the grunge pods, and I'm going to paint over it with the grunge pods. And this is going to stain it just like if it was like antique wax. You could use that if you want. Okay. But I like to use the grunge pods because it gives it a shine. If you look at it, you see how shiny it is right now? That's how it stays. It stays shiny just like that, and it stains it. Right here, I put some diamond dust on it to give it that look of sugar. Okay. And there it is. That's what it looks like after I dried it a little bit. So it's dried to the touch. That's what I'm showing you, that it's dried to the touch, but it's not hard yet. Okay. And I'm going to give you a closer view. I'm trying to lift it without breaking it. because it's not completely hard yet, but it's pretty hard already. But it's not completely hard. There you go. And look at that. Doesn't that look yummy? All right, let's get ready here for the final reveal. Okay, and you get to see everything that I have made. All right, here is the picture of the ladle, and it's hanging. And there's my turnovers I made with a little fork, and I put a napkin on it. And there they are together. Okay. Oh my God, I had so much fun making this video. I really enjoy making stuff like this, and I hope you do too. And if you have any questions or any comments, please comment down below, and I'll help you with whatever you need. I'm going to put in the description box, I'm going to put the links to the videos of the Grunge pods and the Grunge, the video of the first of the month too, that link too, so you can see them all, okay? And here's everything I made since the first, okay? And there goes my gnomes that I made at the homie Gnomie. And he has a fork and a spoon in his hand and ready to eat one of the apple pies that I had. And there's a sign that I just decorated that. And there goes the apple turnovers and a little wagon that I made with little mini apples. And there goes my girl gnome. And I forgot the names of them. I know she's Gertrude, I think it was. Simply Blessed. Tiffany from Simply Blessed named them both, because she loves gnomes. And there goes my ladle with the apples and fall leaves and Sweet Annie. And I hope you really enjoyed the video. Please check out the playlist. There's so many creative designers there and creators. Okay, the hostess link is also going to be in the description box below. Yeah, check it out. And I hope you enjoyed everything. And I had a great time making this, and I shared this from deep in my heart for you guys, okay? So I hope you enjoyed it, and please like, share, and comment. Also, subscribe. Come on, people, help me grow. The more I grow, the more I can bring to you. And also down in the description box, I have where you could, if you want to donate money towards the cause of me, so I can keep bringing you videos. There's my Cashapp, and buy me a coffee. I have that there. Or if you want to send me stuff and challenge me to something, my email's there. Email me, and we'll talk about where you can send it. Okay? So thank you so much, and stay blessed. Love you. Bye-bye. Till next time.